know, I know, I know. Hey guys, today is day 92. And let's see what we pull and hope that it's something that I don't have to do a lot of talking through because there's a meeting starting in a few minutes. Of course, right? It's either meeting or mowing around here. All right, alcohol technique. All right, let me get my stuff and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to use a piece of paper out of my Strathmore Mixed Media book. It's a 300 series and it's 90 pounds. I've got my rubbing alcohol here. I only have 70% isopropyl though, and I think this technique works a lot better with 90%, so I don't know if we're going to get really good results today. If not, well, we tried. And today I'm going to go ahead and use my golden fluid acrylics, Indian yellow hue, and I've got Hansa yellow medium. And then I have a paintbrush here, and then I have a little dropper, a pipette, and I got a drop paper here so that I can work on top of that to catch any extra paint. So we're going to start with our yellow first. So I'm just going to put out some paint on my paper here, and I'm going to brush it in. All right, so there's my paper, and I'm going to dry this, and when it's dry, I'll be back. All right, I have my alcohol ready, and we're going to take our Indian yellow hue and my paintbrush, and this time I'm going to put a coat on, but while it's wet, I want to drop my alcohol drops on there, and we're just going to do a little section in the center here because I don't want it to dry too quickly. And I want to see if I can get some good results here. I'm just going to drop little droplets of my alcohol on top. And then we're going to let that dry and I'll be back. But you know, you can already see what it's doing. Okay, so I'll be back in a second when this is finished drying. All right, it's still drying, but I wanted to do one more while this is drying. This time I'm going to use a Pyrrole Red as my base color, and I'm going to try Hansa Yellow Light on top. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. Okay, I think it's dry enough. So this is the second one. It's not my favorite. I like this one better. But, you know, play around with your colors, play around with your alcohol. I definitely recommend a higher percentage of alcohol. 70% doesn't quite do the job the way that I think 90% does. But, you know, we did the technique. We did what we were told. So now let's make something with these that we can be happy with. So what I did was I pulled out some punches, and I have this punch here. It's a card punch. It is by We Are Memory Keepers. It is a 3x4 card punch with round corners, and you can get cards like this. So I'm going to cut, I think probably 2 will fit on each one. I'm going to cut out 4 cards, and then we'll go from there. All right, the way this works is it's got a little latch on the side here. When you push it, this pops up. Right now it's locked. It's in locked position. If I push it, this comes up like this, and now it's able to be punched. The top is magnetic, and it's very strong magnets. And you put your paper, or whatever you're going to punch, in here like this. Find the position you want, and it's got a little window here. You can see if you're going to get a good punch or not, or get what you like. Okay, so now my magnet is catching my paper in place, and you can see through the window what you're going to get, and it's push. Okay, so now we have 1 card. And now I'm already happier with this look because it just looks cuter than it did like this. I'm going to cut out the other one on this paper, and I'm going to cut 2 out on this paper, and then I'll be back. All right, after I have my little cards cut, that's what they look like. We can work with these now. I didn't want an even number. I took a starter card that I had started, and I cleaned off my brush from the paint we used, and I just punched it too. So we've got that now. You can pull out whatever you punch by pulling it off like this. All right, the other thing I have out is a piece of drop paper. That's kind of what I used just a minute ago to put underneath something I'm working on that catches extra paint. So it could be called a starter paper, I guess, or a drop paper, or an under paper. I also have a couple of punches out that are flower shapes, and I want to see if I like this paper punched out into a flower shape on one of these cards. That looks good right there. Let's see, do we like it? I do like it. Let's try another one with this punch and see what we get. If you can't get to something that you're trying to punch, just cut down your paper to fit closer so that your punch can get in there and get what you want. Okay, I do like that. All right, my flowers are punched. Now what I have is another drop paper that I used to clean up my jelly plate when I was doing some printing on deli paper. And then the prompt that we did using sticks and leaves and stuff from outside, I used this as a place to plop that down. So this is actually a big branch that I threw down on here, and then there's some stamping on here. So I like this coloring. What I want to do is tear off my edge here that's not got any color, and I want to see if I like this on here like that with my flower added, and I think I do. And there's also more pink, a pink color here. I like that. So what I'm going to do is tear my paper into 4 strips. I'm only working on the 4 cards right now. I'm not messing with this one because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I want to tear my paper in such a way that I get jagged edges like this, and see how I like it on my card. I'm going to go ahead and tear this side. So I want to see if I like the dark color. I think I prefer the dark color actually. I'm going to glue down a section of the paper. Just like that. Okay. And then I'll just trim off the excess. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. And then I think I want my flower on here somewhere. I can even turn it around and use the other side if I want to. All right, I have my papers on, and I did do an oddball one, this one here. I know. I just wanted to. Okay, so the next thing I thought I would do is, I didn't know. So I was looking around on my scrap little pile over there, trying to find something that I would like on here that, I don't know. I have to be honest, the reason I'm doing this is because I don't love the alcohol technique. It's not one of my favorite techniques. And just by itself, the way it looks by itself, it's okay. But I don't, well, let me show you one I did a long time ago. And I'll show you, I doozied it up because I didn't like it by itself. Here's one I did a long time ago. And that's the only one I have handy. I don't know where the others are, who knows. But anyway, if I don't love something, why should I leave it that way? I'm not locked into it. The whole point is to play, experiment, layer, have fun. So that's what we're doing. So anyway, I pulled out these little butterfly punches that we had used yesterday, and I thought, oh, that would look cute at the bottom there. But then I saw this, and this is what we used to make our inchies yesterday. And we have a spare sheet that we didn't use, like this. And I thought that would look really cute on the other side, and you'll still see some of the alcohol ink technique, but you won't have to see all of it. At least for me, that makes me happy. I still may use these, I don't know, but what I want to do is I'm going to cut this down the center because I don't need the whole piece there, and I don't want to cut that other one over there yet. So I think half of one of this size here would be just enough on the side to give us interest. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my little cutter here, and I'm just going to put it in the center and cut down the middle. All right, I'm going to glue down a little section on each card, and I'm trying to decide, do I want to leave an edge showing here? I may, or do I want to cover the edge and round the corners by cutting it by hand? That may be what I want to do. Or maybe that? Or the middle? No, I don't think I like the middle. Well, that'd be a cool stem though. Maybe we should do that. All right, here's what I decided. I am going to make these the stems. I know they're big and bulky compared to the flower, but that's what makes them funky, and that's what I love about it. So I'm going to take my little flower here. I'm just going to glue the tip of the piece here. Put a little flower on it so it stays where I need it. Figure out where it's going to go, and then trim off the bottom. Okay, now I have my flower and I have to glue it on, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to prepare my other flowers and I'll be back. Okay, I have all my little flowers prepared, and I also have cut out the leaves while I was at it, and I didn't have enough paper to do this one on all of them, so I just chose another one that I've got started over there and cut out 3 oddball ones. Actually, this was the oddball one, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is glue my flowers down. And while it's still wet, I'll get glue on my leaf. And then I will tuck it under the stem. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that to each of my flowers and then I will be back. Okay, so here's my little flowers. They're all down now, and I went ahead and I did this one while I was waiting on those to kind of dry. What I did was I took the paper that I used on the edges here, and I had a scrap piece here, so I just added it as a stem. And then I took a couple of other scraps and made the little leaves, and then I took the scrap from this piece, which is what I used for the stems on these, and put it at the bottom. So that's where that one's at, okay? I really don't want to do much else to these. I don't want to really doozy them up. I might take some pencil and go around the flowers and do a little doodling around them, but I think what I want to do is take these stickers and I want to make them the center of the flower. All right, so now I just want to take my pencil, and maybe I'll take a darker pencil. Okay, before we do any pencil, I want to tell you what I did with these. I just took my black StazOn and I wanted to add a little border around. So I just went around like this. Just went around all the edges. Then I want to take my black Stabilo. I think I was going to use my regular pencil, but I kind of want to add a little shadowing. So I may come in with this after I do my Stabilo. But what I want to do on each one is just go around the petals a little bit, just a little bit, because this will activate with water and you don't need a lot. You can even skip lines, like skip a little bit here and there, and you can blend it all together with your water brush. So I'm going to go around all my little flower lines, and I'll just show you real quick before I go do the rest of it. And then I'll take a little brush, get it wet with clean water, have a little towel handy to get any extra water off, and I'm just going to activate the pencil. Okay, and all that does is just give it a little bit of a shadowing and gives it a little bit of an outline so you can see the difference. Alright, I'm going to do that with the flower and the leaf and maybe the stem, and then I'll be back. Okay, I have all my flowers done. I want to take my regular pencil now and just go around my flowers a little bit on the insides just to give some marks so they're not so plain and make them a little bit goofy, and go around my little sticker in a little scribbly mark so it doesn't look so staunch just sitting there by itself. And then I'm going to go around my leaves, kind of do some scribbly marks in there. Okay, so I'm going to do that to all the rest of my cards. Okay, I finished. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to call it done. And I really love them. I think this turned into a really cute project. I'll show you each one. And I'm very happy with them. Alright guys, I hope that you have a good time playing with your alcohol technique. You don't have to leave things the way they are. If you don't like something, just keep going till you do. That's what I did with these. I didn't love the background, but now I think it's just absolutely cute as a button. So, alright, have a great afternoon or whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you tomorrow for day number 93. Bye-bye.